The village of Sainte-Mère-Église, nestled peacefully on the outskirts of Paris. This picturesque village, with its cobblestone streets and rustic charm, offers a serene escape from the bustling city life. The landscape is dotted with traditional stone houses, each telling a story of its own. It was a place where life moved at a slower pace. Here, the hustle and bustle of modern life seemed a distant memory. People took their time, savoring each moment, whether it was a leisurely walk through the village square or a quiet afternoon spent in a local cafe. Generations lived and loved within its charming houses. These homes, passed down through the ages, were more than just buildings. They were repositories of family history and tradition. Each brick and beam held memories of laughter, love, and sometimes loss. The bakery's aroma filled the air each morning. The scent of freshly baked bread and pastries was a daily invitation to start the day with a smile. Villagers would gather here, exchanging pleasantries and catching up on the latest news, their conversations as warm as the bread itself. The church bell rang out, a familiar sound. Its chimes marked the passage of time, a comforting constant in the lives of the villagers. The bell's toll was a call to gather, to reflect, and to find solace in the shared rituals of faith. Sundays saw families walking together to the village church. Dressed in their Sunday best, they would make their way through the village, greeting neighbors and friends along the way. It was a time for community, for coming together in worship and fellowship. It was a tradition passed down for centuries. The church service was a cornerstone of village life, a ritual that connected the past with the present. Young and old alike would gather, their voices joining in hymns that had been sung for generations. Sainte-Mère-Église was a tapestry woven with the threads of heritage and shared values. Every festival, every market day, every communal meal was a celebration of the village's rich cultural heritage. These events were more than just gatherings. They were expressions of the village's collective identity. The villagers held onto their beliefs closely. Their traditions and customs were cherished, passed down from one generation to the next. These beliefs provided a sense of continuity and stability, a link to the past that anchored them in the present. They were kind, but change was not something they embraced easily. The villagers valued their way of life, and any change was met with cautious skepticism. They preferred the familiar, the tried and true, over the uncertain and new. Their lives were steeped in routine, comfort found in the familiar. Daily activities followed a predictable pattern, providing a sense of security and order. From morning chores to evening gatherings, each day unfolded in a rhythm that was both comforting and reassuring. The rhythm of life was predictable, the seasons changed, but the essence of village life remained constant. Each day brought with it the same routines, the same faces, the same sense of belonging. The changing seasons mirrored the unchanging traditions of Sainte-Mère-Église. Spring brought new life and renewal, summer was a time of growth and abundance, autumn a season of harvest and reflection, and winter a period of rest and introspection. Through it all, the village remained a steadfast guardian of its heritage, a place where the past and present coexisted in harmony. On a quiet lane just beyond the bakery, where the scent of freshly baked bread mingled with the morning air, stood a small mosque. It was an unassuming building, its walls weathered by time, yet it held a special place in the hearts of the villagers. Its minaret, though modest, was a gentle rise against the sky, a symbol of faith and hope. This was where Karim Sahib, a man of quiet wisdom and gentle eyes, led the local Muslim community. His presence was a source of comfort and guidance for many. His sermons were not merely religious teachings. They were lessons in compassion, in understanding, in the shared humanity that bound them all. Karim Sahib had a way of explaining complex ideas with simple stories, stories that everyone could relate to, regardless of their background or beliefs. He used everyday life to illustrate deeper truths. Whether it was a tale about a farmer tending his crops or a fisherman casting his net, his words resonated not just within the mosque's walls, but also in the hearts of those who cared to listen. His teachings extended beyond the confines of the mosque, reaching into the daily lives of the villagers. He was a bridge between cultures, a beacon of understanding in a world often clouded by misconceptions. Karim Sahib's wisdom was not confined to religious matters alone. He often mediated disputes, offering fair and thoughtful solutions that reflected his deep understanding of human nature. His ability to listen, truly listen, made people feel valued and heard. In a world where voices often go unheard, Karim Sahib's presence was a reminder of the power of empathy and the importance of community. His legacy was not just in the words he spoke, but in the lives he touched and the hearts he healed. The wisdom of Karim Sahib was a light that shone brightly, guiding the village through times of joy and sorrow alike. One sunny afternoon, the village was bathed in a warm, golden light. The air was filled with the sounds of birds chirping and children playing in the distance. A young boy named Thomas, with a heart full of wonder, wandered into the mosque. He had always been curious about the place where his friends went to pray. At just 10 years old, Thomas's eyes were wide with curiosity, taking in every detail of the mosque's serene interior. The intricate patterns on the walls and the soft, inviting carpets fascinated him. Thomas had often seen Karim Sahib, the village elder, in the village square. His kind smile and gentle demeanor had always left an imprint on Thomas's young mind. Karim Sahib was known for his wisdom and kindness, always taking the time to speak with the children and answer their endless questions. His presence was a comforting one in the village. That day, after the afternoon prayers, Thomas gathered his courage and walked up to Karim Sahib. The elder was seated on a prayer mat, his eyes closed in silent reflection. With the innocence and honesty that only a child can possess, Thomas asked, "Can I pray with you?" His voice was soft but clear, echoing in the quiet mosque. The question hung in the air, heavy with unspoken implications. It was a simple question, yet it carried the weight of centuries of tradition and cultural boundaries. A hush fell over the mosque, the usual murmurs and whispers ceased, and the weight of tradition seemed to press down on everyone present. The congregation, caught off guard, waited in silent anticipation. Karim Sahib looked at Thomas, his eyes reflecting both the boy's innocence and the profound implications of his question. He saw the genuine curiosity and openness in Thomas's eyes. The room seemed to hold its breath, waiting for Karim Sahib's response. The elder knew that his answer would not only address Thomas's question, but also speak to the broader community about acceptance and understanding. After a moment that felt like an eternity, Karim Sahib smiled warmly. "Of course, my child," he said gently. "Everyone is welcome to pray here." His words were simple, yet they carried a powerful message of inclusivity and love. Thomas's face lit up with joy. He felt a sense of belonging and acceptance that warmed his heart. The other villagers witnessing this moment felt a shift in their own hearts as well. The atmosphere in the mosque changed. What had started as a tense moment turned into one of unity and understanding. The villagers smiled, feeling a renewed sense of community and togetherness. Karim Sahib guided Thomas through the prayer, showing him the steps with patience and care. It was a moment of learning and connection, bridging gaps and building bonds. As they prayed together, the mosque felt more peaceful than ever. The simple act of a child's innocent question had brought about a profound change, reminding everyone of the power of kindness and acceptance. Word of Thomas's request spread through Sainte-Mère Église like wildfire. The villagers, so used to the predictable rhythms of their lives, were thrown into disarray. Some were welcoming, their hearts open to the boy's innocent curiosity. Others were wary, clinging tighter to the traditions that had always defined their lives. The village, once a picture of unity, became divided. Discussions turned into debates, whispers into arguments. The very foundations of their shared heritage seemed to shake under the weight of Thomas's simple request. The mosque, once a quiet presence at the edge of the village, became the epicenter of a storm of emotions. Thomas, oblivious to the turmoil he had sparked, continued to visit the mosque. He found a sense of peace in the quiet serenity of the mosque's prayer hall. He listened intently as Karim Sahib spoke of kindness, of compassion, of the universal love that transcended all boundaries. Thomas's mother, Marie, observed her son's transformation with a mix of apprehension and pride. She saw his growing understanding, his blossoming compassion. She realized that his faith was not a threat to their own, but rather a testament to the universality of belief. Section 6. Bridging the Divide. Karim Sahib, a man of peace, found himself at the heart of the storm. He understood the villagers' apprehension, their fear of the unknown. He knew that fear often stemmed from ignorance, and ignorance could only be fought with understanding. He began to invite the villagers to the mosque, not for sermons, but for conversations. He shared stories of Islam, its emphasis on peace, compassion, and respect for all. He answered their questions, dispelled their misconceptions, and slowly, patiently, began to bridge the divide that had emerged. Section 7. Embracing understanding. The villagers, accustomed to seeing the mosque as a place of difference, began to see it as a place of shared values. They saw the devotion in the eyes of the worshippers, heard the universal message of peace in Karim Sahib's words. Slowly, a sense of understanding began to blossom in Saint Mère Église. The villagers, who had initially been wary, found themselves drawn to the mosque's warmth. They began to see beyond the differences in their rituals and recognize the shared humanity that bound them together. Section 8. Unity in diversity. The village of Saint Mère Église, once divided, began to heal. Thomas's innocent question had inadvertently opened their hearts and minds to a world beyond their traditions. They learned to embrace their differences, to see diversity not as a threat, but as a source of richness. The mosque became a symbol of their newfound unity, a testament to their capacity for change and understanding. Section 9. The Power of One. The story of Sainte Mère Église is a testament to the power of one. One child's innocent question had challenged deeply ingrained traditions and beliefs. It had sparked a conversation, ignited a transformation, and ultimately united a village. It served as a powerful reminder that change often arises from the most unexpected sources. It highlighted the importance of dialogue, the power of empathy, and the extraordinary impact one voice can have in shaping a community's heart,